part of the spectacle of some movies is that it's very loud. That being said, I think it's important to protect your hearing for the long term.
Say what? When you watch a movie at the theater, you're paying for the entertainment, but it doesn't come at a cost to your hearing. You know, a viewer tipped us off to some loud local theaters, so we checked it out. We found Hollywood is upping the volume because no one stops them. KXAN's Sally Hernandez has more in this in-depth report.
The switch from film to digital is powerful. Combine digital technology in making movies with digital projectors found in 96% of American movie theaters. And sound is at a whole new level.
Maybe really big like summer blockbusters with huge explosions.
There are no government regulations on volume for filmmakers or movie theaters, only an industry standard.
That standard should be the same from theater to theater if they've all been set properly.
But as we found out, it's not.
A fill-in over here is needed.
John Stewart has been playing movies for 40 years.
In the earlier days when the sound was purely optical sound, the dynamic range wasn't as great as it is now with the digital sound.
7 is the industry standard. That's 85 decibels. And that's the level theaters should play back a movie when you go see one. It's considered a safe level, but it's nearly impossible to enforce. Check out what we found after watching 17 movies at 15 different theaters all over the Austin area. Using a decibel meter we downloaded on our smartphone, we checked the sound levels. Well, the majority of films came in just at or slightly below 85 decibels. Remember, that's the standard level. But other movies were off the charts and varied at every theater. At the Regal Cinema on Stone Lake, the animated film Frozen peaked at a loud 98 decibels. Same film, different theater. At the Regal in South Austin, Frozen peaked at 85. The action movie Lone Survivor also registered at 85 decibels at the Cinemark in Cedar Park. But at the Alamo Drafthouse in South Austin, it peaked at 101. That's what a construction saw sounds like a few feet away.
Take ear protectors with you.
And it's way above what Seton ER doctor John Bedolla considers safe.
So anything above 90 decibels for very long is potentially harmful. The thing about loud exposure is it doesn't have to hurt you to be damaging to the ear.
Dr. Bedolla says it's a controversial subject and more research is needed to see if loud movies, even in short bursts, can lead to permanent damage.
You may have damage and not even know about it, and it will catch up with you when you're 50 and 60 years old, and you will have significantly decreased hearing.
But he does point to a study published in the Ear and Nose Journal showing just how loud movies have become.
Certain types of high spectacle movies, such as Transformers, have decibel levels above 90 decibels for almost the entire movie, and have decibel levels of 120 for significant periods, and at some point even get to 130 decibels. Now 130 decibels is a jet engine at about 10 meters. You can just collapse them down and carry them inside your wallet.
It's part of the reason he watches movies at the back of the theater with earplugs if needed.
Movies have gotten louder over time.
But for others,
it even approaches that. I kind of know what I was getting into.
it's all part of the show.
I would expect it since I'm not watching at home. If I wanted, a lower volume, I'd just watch it at home on my couch.
Turns out turning down the volume isn't that easy at movie theaters either. With digital projectors, when you turn down that standard 7 level, you turn down the volume and the dialogue at the same time, making it hard to hear who's talking in the movie. I said making it hard to hear who's talking in the movie. It's a judgment call. One well-respected Hollywood sound engineer behind popular movies like The Big Lebowski warns it's only going to get louder in movie theaters and calls it audio abuse. Sally Hernandez, KXAN News.
Well, we checked. None of the theaters in our script would speak with us about the audio tests. This all started with European researchers looking into the effects of loud movies and hearing damage. Now, in Germany, a woman claims she walked into a theater to watch a movie and walked away with quite a hearing loss.